meantime, how can you liquidate them? Third, we have updates on our organization's festival this month. And later on, we will also hear from the Creative Endeavors Council regarding opportunities from their office, from their group. And lastly, there are other matters and questions later on. So, guys, if ever you have any questions or any clarifications, there are segments in each agendum in which there will be given time for your questions allotted. So, okay. May I now give on the floor to our first speaker for updates on RASO election. May I now call on Sir Vons Adoremos of OSA to give us an update regarding the RASO and the elections of the student organizations. Okay. Again, thank you for all the student organizations who have joined, and let's now hear from Sir Vons.
Yes, yes, it is.
Hello po, sir. Tinatapos pa po namin. May few things na lang po kasi kami inaayos sa forms. Yan sa application packet po, sir.
Nag-chat na lang po. Di pa po makasubmit since mag-elections pa lang po.
Hello, sir. Am I audible po? I actually emailed last August 4 regarding the RASO. I respectfully ask for your permission if we could submit the application and foundational forms on August 13 since we have two concerns. It was stated in the email. I also made a follow-up last August 5 on this matter po, sir. Thank you.
Hello po, sir. Am I audible po? As for elements po, ready na kami dun sa other forms except yung dun sa officers and then yung calendar of activities. Kasi hindi pa po kami nag-elections and mag-elections po kami dun sa upcoming assembly namin which is on 26 pa. So we'd like to ask po if pwede po bang unahin na namin yung ready na forms tapos isunod na lang po namin yung form para sa yung calendar of activities and then yung list of officers. Pwede po ba yun? Okay. Okay po, sir. If that's the case, we can submit yung ready na po na forms by tonight. Tapos habol na lang po namin yung dalawa. Tapos as for Remon naman po, since I'm also representing Remon, sa Remon po kasi okay na yung ibang forms. However, we're currently revising our consti. So, ano po, medyo maano pa yung sa consti. However, I'll be asking po if kaya siyang masubmit by tomorrow. Pero inaasikaso na po namin for Remon.
Vons. Vons, yung case ng, I think, Elmians can also be the option for the other organizations said that they can't submit fully their requirements because they have not elected their new set of officers. So the lacking document can just come later, can just be submitted later. Kesa naman zero pa yung submission nila. So dapat hindi sila nag-aantay ng election before they can gather all the documentary requirements. So of course, we understand that organizations have their respective schedule of elections. However, kung meron ng ready na documents, they can already gather them and submit them before the deadline, or if there is an extension of the deadline, we follow it. And then kung meron namang plans to revise documents, such as the constitution and bylaws, that's okay. It can happen any time of the year. You just submit to us yung kung ano yung status quo ninyo, yung current documents, and kung merong revisions, i-submit na lang anytime of the year yung revised documents like the Constitution. So it should not be a problem. It should not bar them from submitting their requirements on time.
Good afternoon po, sir. I've already submitted last August 5 po, pero incomplete pa po siya. Tapos mag-election pa lang din po kami. Ifa-follow up na lang po.
Ay, hello po. Can I be heard? Ayan, okay. So for our ano po, organization, so for the application packet po, we're still waiting for the signature of Dean dun sa form for the moderator's consent. And mainly po yung sa foundational packet naman, since our organization po has been inactive for 2 years, and napansin ko rin po na from the previous submitted na mga RASO forms ng mga previous officers, wala po doon nakalagay na foundational forms. And nabalitaan ko rin na yung 2017 amended constitution nila was not rectified. Kaya ang nahanap po sa bodega na pinaka-latest na constitution and bylaws na somewhat legit is 2010 pa. That's why we're going to create the new mission, vision, core values, and yung revision din po nung constitution and bylaws nung organization po namin.
Hello, sir. Am I audible po? For ACES po, currently, kung yung foundational po, parang prepared naman na po siya. Ang dilemma lang po ngayon ng ACES SE is wala daw pong nahanap na officers. But currently, nag-search na po ng magiging officers yung mga current officers ng ACES SE. Tapos, i-continue ko na po, sir. Sa ASIP Adno SC, same po, sir. Ready naman din po yung mga foundational. Wala man pong, so far, wala pa naman pong revisions. Tapos, same din po, magkakaroon pa lang po ng parang sa CE, parang mag-room to room daw po for recruitment ang ASIP Adno SC. Tapos, idiretso ko na po ulit, CSV. For CSV po, we're finished now with all the forms and we're ready to submit it. I-convert na lang po siya sa PDF file. Tapos, idiretso ko po ulit. Lastly po is for gabay. For gabay naman po is we actually kasi revised our constitution, our mission and vision statement, and it was just the ratification has just been approved yesterday. So, tas ngayon po actually nasa planning stage po kami ngayon. Tas yun naman na lang po yung last namin. Then we can submit it by tomorrow na po. Tapos yun naman lang po, sir. Ay, sa ano po pala, sir? Sa CSB, tapos na po ang election. Tapos sa gabay naman po, sir, hindi po nagkaroon ng election pero nagkaroon po ng appointment. Tapos sa ACES SC, tas ASIP ADNO, appointment na lang din po daw ang mangyayari since hindi na po possible na mag-election pa. Thank you, sir.
Okay na po sa election, yung sa RASO po, yung list of members na lang yung inaayos.
Hello po, rinig po ba ako, sir? Sige po. Good afternoon po. Katulad po, sir, ng mga nauna po na organizations, may revisions na lang po na kailangan i-settle. Tapos, may adjustments rin po kasi kami sa officers and sa calendar of activities. And lastly po, we are still waiting for the confirmation po kasi of our new moderator.
Good afternoon po. Naghahanap po ng bagong moderator po sa teatro tapos yung sa calendar of activities na lang din po ang inaayos.
Hello po. Sa OSJ po, yung leader's profile na lang po. Pero yung iba, ready to submit na po.
Hello, sir. Hello po. Good afternoon po. We're actually done na po with the files sa RASO files for as for the RACAD. No? We actually last August 5 pa po kami tapos but we forgot na ang way pala or ng move of submission is via email. We'll definitely submit it po siguro within the day or tomorrow po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ra. Next will be Remon, okay na. Saro, do we have members from Saro here? Parang walang Saro. Okay, parang wala. Okay. Days with the Lord Men, meron po ba dito from Days? Days, okay. Parang wala. Next, CCD Vaults. Do we have members from CCD here? Okay, thank you very much for your updates, no? So, at least I am aware na kung nasan yung progress ninyo for your RASO. Yung iba may mga kailangan mapaguhin, yung iba naman for submission na lang. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so since na yung mga concern natin, okay, from CCD Vaults, okay na po sir yung RASO and sa officers. Okay, so submit na lang. Okay, so, thank you for the update. Okay, they are still having their documents being submitted or being signatured by their moderator, or they're still having their elections, appointments, editing of their consent bylaws. So I will be extending the deadline of the RASO. So this will be the last deadline. Kung hindi pa po kayo makasubmit by this time, I am very sorry, no. So I think this is this is a much more given our a hectic schedule sa ating mga classes. So I think August 19 will be the last deadline for submission of the RASO documents. Okay. So, yung mga planning mag-submit dahil naghahabol sila sa deadline today, you may still submit it on or before August 19. Okay. So, Okay, so that's the last deadline po, no? So I will be strict on that. So last deadline na po talagang August 19 for those who have not submitted. And then, if you have any difficulties in your RASO files, no? Siguro may questions, may inquiries, may clarifications na gustong itanong, you may request a consultation with me. It may be face to face kasi nandito naman ako sa office, no? So, ano lang, you just contact me, pwedeng sa email, no? Email ko via Doremos, or you can just chat me sa Messenger, no? We can talk about your RASO documents para din hindi rin kayo parang lost kung anong gagawin, kasi let's say baka hindi masyadong na-explain or hindi na-explain ng previous admin sa inyo kung anong gagawin dapat sa RASO. Okay? So for those po na hindi pa na medyo nagugulahan pa so anong gagawin sa RASO, you may just consult with me kung ano yung mga kailangan gawin or ano kailangan nyo pang isubmit, etc. Yeah. Okay po. Do you have any questions po? If wala pa kayong questions right now, okay lang naman mamaya kung may questions pa kayo sa latter part of our meeting. So yan, nalagay na po ni Sir Jerry yung contact ko sa email. Ito naman po yung name ko sa Messenger. If gusto niyo doon mag-chat, yan po yung name nung sa Messenger. So if you don't have any more questions, that's it for me muna sa RASO election. So I hope na okay, medyo kayo relax ng konti kasi na-extend yung deadline ng RASO. Okay. So gusto ko lang po i-highlight this is very important na makasubmit kayo ng RASO, since na pag hindi po kayo nakasubmit, pag hindi nakasubmit, syempre hindi ka hindi kayo ma-recognize as a organization here in Ateneo. Okay? That's it for me. So, thank you po.
Okay, thank you po, Sir Juans, for those updates and for our student organizations for updating us regarding your progress on RASO. So, for those who have just recently joined, if you haven't submitted your RASO, the final date will be on August 19, 2022. So it's next week, Friday. Regarding if you have any concerns, Sir Vons is available for contact to his Gbox account of viadoremos at gbox.admin.edu.ph or to his Facebook page, Facebook Messenger. So let's now move on to our second agenda for this afternoon, which is orientation on budget requisition and liquidation. So we have invited, since it's important for us, since most of us will be conducting activities either face-to-face or online, it entails costing such as budget for respective activities. And since for those who have not or do not know yet, for co-curricular organizations or those orgs affiliated with your courses, the university has already collected your membership fee through your tuition. So in order for us to better understand how to request budget for our respective activities and how to liquidate our expenses, we have invited Ma'am Vilma Braga from the Treasurer's Office. She's the budget officer of the DO. Okay. So currently, let's see if Ma'am Vim is already here. Okay. I think we can, since Ma'am Vim, okay. Okay, since Ma'am Vim isn't yet here, let's now move on to the next agenda for this afternoon. So it's going to be update on the organizations festival, student organizations festival. So as for those who are not familiar, the Orcs Fest is an activity each semester conducted by OSA for the student organizations. For this event, we have three major activities. One is Orcs Fest Night, to be discussed by Ma'am Janice Grasvalles. Ma'am Janice.
Okay, thank you, Sir Jeriel. For a while. Okay, I think my camera is not. Ayan, okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Okay, may I know kung sino sa inyo yung familiar sa Orcs Fest muna? Okay, because I think some of you are first year, new students. Sige, may I know, sino ba dito yung familiar sa Orcs Fest? Can you please click the raise hand button so that I will know, we will know. Okay. So 18, 17, 24. Okay. 30. Okay, so out of 98, so 1/4, din naman 1/4, no? Yung alam yung Orcs Fest. So, Student Organizations Festival, okay? So, gathering of student organizations. So, venue for promotion of your organization, for recruitment, diba? But at the same time, it's also a venue for collaboration, for showcasing your skills and talents, no? Through the activities included in the Orcs Fest, okay? But I will be sharing to you, no, the details about the Orcs Fest night. Okay, so Orcs Fest night is one of the events, no, in the Orcs Fest. This is actually the culminating part of the Orcs Fest or of the Student Organizations Festival. So this will happen on August 26, 2022. That's a Friday, 6 p.m. to be live streamed via Adno OSA Facebook. So, ano ba yung mangyayari during Orcs Fest night? Okay? So, this event will be a fun-filled and joyous activity. Okay? So, this will be in a variety show format. There will be various performances from some of the most talented and promising performers in Ateneo. So, there will be representatives from student leaders, from a student organization, from alumni, and also from your moderators. Okay, excited na ba kayong makita, no, na kumanta ang isa sa mga moderators ng student organizations? And meron ding performance from other members of the community. So, and to make it more exciting, we will have interactive games, which, no, the virtual participants have the chance to win. Diba? May pa-premyo ang OSA sa inyo. May pa-raffle and other prizes, okay, for the participants.
For the version of Vincent Saysay po. So, it's common.
Okay, and then there will be a special segment in the program which specifically intended for the student leaders and volunteers. So, hindi ba kayo, na-excite ba kayo sa mangyayari sa Orcs Fest night? Kumusta sa inyo ito? May I know? Sige nga, can I have reaction from you? Okay? I can see hearts. Sino na ang excited para sa August 26? Okay. Thank you for the responses. So, we in the Orcs Fest night committee, well, I can see members, no, from the Orcs Fest night committee. I can see maraming members, no, andito sa Orcs Fest night committee, and the Office of Student Affairs invite all of you to join us in this very important event. So how? Paano kayo makaka-join? Okay, first is confirm your attendance in the Orcs Fest night through the link Okay, I will be sharing with you the registration link. Okay, that's the first thing that you need to do. Okay, I hope those who are present here, will join the Orcs Fest night. Will watch the live streaming on August 26th. Next is share or promote the Orcs Fest night to your respective members in the organization. So help us share the social media posts about this event. Tell your members, tell your friends, tell your classmates, tell everyone that we will have an Orcs Fest night on August 26th. And then support and cheer your representative, in the Orcs Fest night. Okay, we will release the list of performers next week. I think meron sa inyo magpa-perform. Sige, isa lang na, kumbaga, share ko sa inyo. May mag-perform sa ADC. Okay, so ADC, help us in the promotion. Okay, share to the community that EDC will perform in the Orcs Fest night. And, of course, watch the live streaming of the Orcs Fest night on August 26, 2022. That's 6 p.m. Okay, via ADNO-OSA Facebook. And of course, more importantly, enjoy and so 'di ba bibihira tayo na magkaroon ng ganitong activity. So, let's enjoy, Let's celebrate, being part of a student organization. Wala pong ano to? Sorry. Sige, we will just take note, your comments in the registration dance, to all who registered and accomplished the evaluation form. So meaning to say, we also will have a data as to sino yung mga student organizations na nag-attend, sa Orcs Fest Night. As you know po, recorded ng OSA yung lahat ng participation ng mga student organizations sa activities po na ni-organize ng OSA. So I hope you will support this activity. Okay, so yan muna before I share the last one. Meron po ba sa inyong questions or clarifications regarding this? Okay. Meron po ba? Meron ba kang questions? None? Sige. Okay, for the last part po, there's also an invitation from the university band. If are you willing to perform during the Orcs Fest night? Okay, kindly contact Sir Noriel or Sir Vons. They will be the one to share with you the specific details as to the performance. So maasahan ba namin kayo? Makikita ba namin kayo on August 26 virtually? Maasahan ba namin ang support ng student organizations sa event na to? Yes? Excited na ba kayo sa August 26? Yes, okay. So thank you for the positive responses. That's it, Sir Jeril.
Thank you po, ma'am. Dates on the organization. As what mentioned, we encourage student organizations to join this community, the Orcs Fest. After which, let's now kindly just refer to the registration forms posted in the chat box of the Zoom. Watching at YouTube, I think our staff can also provide the registration link. Let's now move on to another event under the organizations. We have think tanks. To discuss this, maybe now call on Sir Sonny Virtus, the directors.
Okay, thank you. Coming Orgs Fest night. That should be a fun night, but it will only serve its purpose if all the organization shall be actively present in that event. So hindi po yan mangyayari, hindi po yan magiging Orcs Fest Night kung wala po ang mga student organizations. And of course, we also want to share the joy, the experience to the other members of the university community, especially the students, no, who are not yet members of extracurricular or volunteer groups, or those who are not yet active in their respective home-based or co-curricular organizations. Fun and companionship that we offer to them. So let's all take part in this Orgs Fest, no? Medyo limited pa ang ating Orgs Fest. Hindi pa tayo full face-to-face. Hindi pa tayo bumabalik doon sa dating lineup of Orgs Fest activities, no? Wala pang magarbo o makulay na mga booths and yung activity period presentations and as a Xavier Hall. But we'll do our best to give students, a foretaste of what they can experience in the coming years with this semester's Orgs Fest. So, in-explain na sa inyo yung Orgs Fest night, meron pa tayong ilang mga offerings sa Orgs Fest, introduce ng office and ng ating mga student volunteers. Many of you may have attended some of the seasons of Think Talks in the past 2 years. So we are going to sustain this offering this SEM, and it's going to be on-site or face-to-face. So dati fully virtual ito, face-to-face na ngayon. Very happy that we're able to do on-site activities already. Ang ilan sa inyo nag-attend na ng ating AWIL, mostly face-to-face yon. And in this Orgs Fest, meron din tayong face-to-face activity, or the audience will be live audience on site. Ang ating Think Talks will happen on August 19. That's going to be next week, Friday na po yan, at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Alingal Multipurpose Hall. Okay, kung meron sa inyong hindi pa nakakarating sa Alingal Multipurpose Hall, no, it's at the 5th floor of the building, no, of Alingal building. You have to take the elevator to get there. Otherwise, you can just use the stairs, no. In Think Talks, we have invited young but well-accomplished alumni, all right, to share with us their significant experiences as student leaders, as members of their respective organizations, your organizations, no, back in college. So, ang mga ito ay alumni ng ilang mga recognized organizations, no? So aside from their colorful, challenging experience, they also will tell stories about the lessons that they gained from their experiences, and how these experiences and lessons have helped in influencing or shaping their personal values, yung kanilang career choices, and even the advocacies that they have right now. Kasi napaka-closely related nung kanilang experience back in college sa ginagawa nila ngayon. So it's going to be an interesting storytelling and conversation time for all of you. You will not only listen from the stories of the speakers, but you will also have the chance to talk to them face to face. Okay. So on next Friday, you will be meeting 3 speakers. So we have Mr. Rafi Magno. He is the executive director of Angat Pinas Incorporated, or more commonly known as Angat Buhay. Yung dating programa sa Office of the Vice President nung si VP Lenny pa ang nasa opisinang yan. Si Rafi Magno, if I can recall, was the IVP of the Supreme Student Government during his time. He was very active in the in other organizations. He was a choir member, and he was very active sa APSA. Meron siyang binuong education-related program that benefited some members of the city, hindi lang ng ADNO community but other school children ng city. He was also part of the government in previous years. So aside from Rafi Magno, we also have CPA lawyer Saila Amaro Gonzalvo. Isa din sa napaka-active na student leaders during her college years, during my of the Philippines, and was the class valedictorian during his college, so itong tatlong ito ang ating magiging resource speakers for this semester's Orgs Fest Think Talks. So I hope to see all of you, including your moderators, and so please help us in promoting the event, to your fellow officers, sa inyong mga moderators and ibang mga estudyante ng universidad. We'll be sharing with you the link to the registration form to be part of these Think Talks this sem. Okay, pwede ba nating currently, I think we have more than 80 na ang nag-register, and because we're still observing venue capacity limitations, ibig sabihin ilang slots na lang ang pwedeng i-accommodate. So as soon as possible, mag-register na po kayo. Alright, kasi until 100 lang po ang pwedeng i-accommodate natin for this event. If you have questions, let me know, or you can type in your comments or questions in the chat box. You can also email the office. Pero kung ako sa inyo, mag-register na kayo sa binigay na link. Kasi mauubos na ang slots. All right. Of course, we thank the members and representatives of student organizations who have been helping us in organizing the Think Talks. Hindi po ito gawa lang ng office. Ito ay collective effort ng mga volunteers and representatives ng ating mga recognized organizations. Because in fact, this is Orgs Fest Think Talks. Okay, galing po ito sa mga organizations and para sa mga organizations din. That would be all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sir Sunny, for that invitation, especially for the Think Talk, since I think it can be an inspiring talk, since all of the speakers had the same situation with our student leaders. Most of them were student leaders during their heydays in college, and it has carried over to their various career choices or career paths, like very diverse. We have a lawyer, we have someone with a NGO who has also served the government. We also have a school teacher currently, or formator that currently helps the Ateneo informing students in the junior high school. So if you're interested, kindly click or register through the link in the chat box. Since it's already next week and slots are already being slowly being occupied. So if you have any questions or comments, you may raise your hand or you may type it in the chat box. Okay. Also, you can message us if nahiya kayo i-chat dito or PM through our Facebook page or email as well. Okay. I think our speaker for the second addendum is already here. May I welcome now Ma'am Vilma Braga of the Treasurer's Office to help us with um, the orientation on budget requisition and liquidation. So good afternoon po, Ma'am Vim. Ma'am. Okay, I think Ma'am Vim is just setting up her PowerPoint. Kindly wait. So guys, if you have any questions again with pertaining to the Orcs Best Night as well as the Org, you may chat it in our chat box. For those viewing at the YouTube channel, you may also live chat. So kindly wait as we prepare for the presentation for our second agenda.
Hi, Jeril.
Yes, Pastor.
Idagdag ko lang for the registrants of Think Talks, please make sure that you come to the event sa venue on time. And you participate all throughout. You be present throughout the event. Pumunta po kayo doon kung nag-register kayo. Kasi limited lang yung slots, and kapag clinose namin, may mga nagtanong kung pwede pa silang mag-join. Shortlist na namin sila, or we ask them to kumbaga we regretfully decline their interest to join, because yun nga na-reach na yung maximum na naibigay na yung slots doon sa mga nag-register. So kung nag-register kayo, please commit to it and attend the event and be on time po. Salamat po.
Okay. Sunny, I think Ma'am Vim is already ready. We'll just be sharing the presentation. Ma'am, naka-mute po kayo. Okay na po, ma'am.
Okay na?
Yes po.
Okay, thank you. Okay na po, sir?
Yes po, ma'am. Sharing na po
Okay.
sa presentation.
Okay, sige. Good afternoon. So I'm here to discuss with you the policies and procedures when you are requesting your fund from the Treasurer's Office. Since we keep the we're in charge in the safekeeping of your organization, so we have these policies and procedures when you can request for budget and for your different activities. So we have here one thing lang is we just need this one because we are required by various government agencies for compliance. So we are also strict with you upon requesting your budget. So we have here various forms that you will encounter when you are transacting with us. So here, first, we have these snacks and meals. So as you can know, the snacks and meals for your activity, if you want to have a meeting and you want to request for snacks, so you can have it charged to your budget, to your fund, by just fill up in the snacks and meals form. So what is the policy for that? So you just have to fill up the form and maybe proceed with the form so that I can illustrate to them. Okay. So here you can simply fill up this form with that thread box. You can see the requested by. So that's you or the treasurers or your treasurer or any officer of your organization, and then approved by your moderator. And then you can now proceed with me as the budget officer to sign it. And then this form will be presented to the concessionaires here at the Ateneo only. So here, during pandemic, we have only one concessionaire, that is the Coco Cafe, that is available for you to get your snacks and meals. So maybe in next few days, we will have more concessionaires available here in the Ateneo. And then next, request for petty cash. So if you have expenses that is small items like below 500 pesos, you can have your request for petty cash. So you may fill up the petty cash form available at window 5, and then just like the meals and snack form, you have to fill up the necessary items there for your to facilitate your request. And then after that, you may get your cash at window 5, and then after that, you may liquidate the cash you requested from us. So it's important that you liquidate the petty cash so that in next transaction, you you will have no pending unliquidated items. So the important there in petty cash request is that we cannot allow this splitting of requests to accommodate amounts in excess of 500. Example, you have a request na 1,000 pesos. So, para makakuha mo ng petty cash, kinuha mo na din si 500, tapos next naman is magawa na naman kang 500. So, you split the petty cash, the amount you requested. So, kasi pag more than 500, it is only it is a check request na hindi na petty cash kasi yan ang policy ng school. So pag lang 500 below, petty cash lang siya. Kasi for immediate purchase lang din yun or expenses. Para madali yung transaction nyo, para makabili agad kayo ng mga gagamitin nyo sa org nyo. Next is request, or ito naman yung check request na if the amount is more than 500, so you have to fill up the form for check request form. So what are the attachment for this check request? So we have this the check request form, and then if you have if it is intended for your activity, we have the activity form, and also we also require that your activity be approved by the OSA. So further illustration, we have this sample of check request form.
Okay, I think Ma'am Vim is encountering technical difficulties in terms of her internet connection. So siguro just to give a brief recap or habang Ma'am Vim stated that student organizations, particularly co-curricular organizations, can make the following requests. So first is request for snacks and meals. You just need to accomplish the form, this kind of form, then present it to the budget officer for approval. So as she mentioned a while ago, it's only for concessionaires within Ateneo Dinaga University. As of now, it's only Coco Cafe, which it can serve snacks. Second is yung petty cash. I think Ma'am Lim is okay already. Okay na po,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay na, sorry.
Yes po.
Na-disconnect ako. Okay. So we are now, for continuation, we are now in check request. So for check requisition, so the procedure is that you fill up the form, and then together with the attachment like the activity form, the concept paper, and it's important is the approval from your activity from the OSA. And then you present that to my to treasurer's office, particularly sa window ko, sa window 10, for my approval also if you have an available fund. And then, if your request is or approved, it will took us 3 days for process. 3 days. So dapat pag important lang is if you have an activity, you should request it ahead of time because so that sa part naman namin, magkaigwaman kami ng enough time to prepare your request. So that for us is 3 days. And then the check release for your request is MWF through window 11. Yun. And then, okay na. Yan ang procedure pag sa check request. So we have here samples of the check requisition form to make you familiar with the form. So just fill up all the necessary the important data there, the requested by. So sa requested by, it will be the officer of the org, particularly the treasurer or any officer. And then it is important that it should be signed by your moderator that is in the budget administrator so that we can process your request. So it is important that it is all signed by the designated officers. And then, so some additional form is the seminar. Yeah, that is the activity form. So you will put there, you will indicate there what are the breakdown of your activities, the expenses, the breakdown of expenses, and the participants. And the kung sa seminar, kung ano yung seminar na attended nyo or kung ano yung mga activities na uh, na kung ano yung mga activities na gagawin nyo, and then the venue, and then the date. Yeah. It is important also that it is signed and approved by your moderator. Okay. Next po is so after you get your check, you can encash it at window 5. So we can also process check encashment, but we have a limit amount of only up to 10,000. So the fund for encashment is only 10,000. So you may try to encash that at window 5. And kung more than 10,000 naman, it is necessary that you go to our bank, the BPI at Caceres branch. Caceres branch yun. Okay na? Pag check encashment pala, may time din pala is from 8 o'clock to 4:30 and dependent sa availability of the check encashment fund pala. Kasi pag wala ng fund, so you will wait for another days to replenish the fund. So, kung mas madali, kung hindi naman kayo punta na lang kayo sa BPI Caceres branch. And then, the next one is the submission of liquidation report. So that is the important one na lagi kong inaano sa mga officers na you should submit your liquidation report. So after your activity, it's necessary that you submit the liquidation reports after 5 days of the activity. So you will paste the official receipts, the expenses you incurred pwede man po yung scratch band paper pero malinis naman. Tapos i-paste nyo yung mga OR and other supporting documents, and then you submit it to Treasurer's Office, particularly at window 10 sa Sakuya, sa budget officer, so that you can be cleared from your unliquidated record here in our office. Parang will be yun sa inyo na hindi kayo makakapag-request again for another activity. So, since ngayon, pandemic naman, so we also, yung natin, yung nagko-consider naman tayo kahit lang we know the situation here at this moment. So we also, it is also important that the documents, the official receipt should be BIT is under audit by the BIR and also the independent auditor. And so sample of so next, so yun na yan, ang policy of submission for liquidation. So the next slide is the sample of liquidation report na yan. So I know pa yung iba diyan na officers kanila. So, sample ko si ano, kakatapos lang nito ni yan ang para maging this form and then later. Ayun, that's all po.
Thank you po, Ma'am Vim, for that
Oo.
very comprehensive. No?
So, sana makatulong ako sa ano, para hindi na kayo malito.
Okay po. Nakatulong naman yata po, Ma'am Vim. Very informative, at least yung mga ano po, nabigyan light or na si mga day familiar na with the forms, especially si process rin po. Siguro we can ask from our participants questions for Ma'am Vim if you have. You may type it sa chat box or you raise your hand, use the raise hand button to ask your questions directly. Ma'am Vim, I have a question po. What aside po from hindi ka paano kung mawala halimbawa yung tandaan yung account number or yung petty cash number pati yung
Alin?
So pag magle-liquidate ka na, kalimutan mo, parang paano po kung nakalimutan yung CDV number, your check number, if magle-liquidate ka na nung ano mo? May problem po, ma'am, sa internet. Okay, I think Ma'am Bim has connection problems as well. Nagka-problem na namin yata po sa internet. Siguro just a brief recap for our student leaders. There are several cases po budget requests that you can make from the treasurer's office using your budget. So one of them is yung...
Ay, Sir Jen, Sir Leo,
Okay.
ano yung tinatanong mo? Nawala ako.
Yes po, Ma'am Bim. Actually, nagka-ano kasi. Ang ano ko po, Ma'am Bim, since di ba po important yung pag-liquidate, after you ano. Paano po, Ma'am Bim, in case na nakalimutan ng student yung petty cash number niya or yung check number niya po in terms of in terms of liquidation, what can they avail or what are the consequences?
Wala naman. Just ask me because we have the record here of the petty cash number and the liquidation number or the disbursement number.
Okay, sige. Thank you po, Ma'am Bim, for that question.
May record naman tayo niyan. Oo.
Okay, so may record naman. Ma'am, there are students asking po if the forms are available on...
Stop that.
Sige. Thank you po, Ma'am Bim. Ma'am Bim, another questions po from one of our students. Ano po, all transactions po tulad ng submission ng forms ay face-to-face only or may online submissions po ba for the forms?
Pag sa liquidation, we required face-to-face. Yung original kasi ang kailangan namin eh. Kasi
okay
yung
po.
ina-audit kami ng BIR saka independent auditor.
Okay, thank you po, Ma'am Bim. Pero Ma'am Bim, with regards po pag-submit ng for check requisition or sa petty cash, pwede po bang or pa rin po ang on-site submission?
Well, sa ngayon kasi kasi sa ngayon pinapa-face to face na namin kasi pag sa yung sa email sa dami ng namin minsan nahuhuli sila. So hindi namin mapaprocess yan agad.
Okay po.
So yan, I hope you understand that.
Okay po.
So mas maganda kung isasubmit ninyo dito mismo mo para ma-check na agad namin. Para ina-accommodate namin kasi naiintindihan naman namin yung sitwasyon. Pero
Okay.
now na pwede naman sila lumabas na, so it's better na you submit it talagang on-site na.
So preference is on-site para mas madali rin talaga.
Oo, kasi di naman kami lahat masyado nakakaano ng pag
Emails.
sa napiprint agad. Kasi
Okay
yung
po.
iba yung printer, naman.
Sige po. Ma'am Viv, another question po is accepted by the Treasurer's Office in terms of liquidation.
Oh. Ano po?
Kung ang po,
GCash?
accepted po sa
Oo
yes
naman.
po.
Basta yung transaction i-attach nila dun sa liquidation report.
Okay. Okay, so just need to submit a screenshot po containing the transaction official number. Thank you po, Ma'am Vim.
Opo.
Okay. I think that's all, Ma'am Vim, the questions.
Sige.
Okay. So, thank you po, Ma'am Vim, for your time and explaining to us. At least our students are familiar with the transaction with regards to transactions pertaining sa PO, kung paano various budget concerns at the same time paano mag-liquidate. So guys, you have to have at least alam na natin for this upcoming school year. So another Ma'am Vim virtual round for her time in explaining and as well as answering our queries. So thank you po, Ma'am Vim.
Thank you.
Okay po. Sige. Okay. Like I mentioned, at least paano familiar na tayo sa mga sa TO. So as reminded by Ma'am Bim, guys, once your project is done, kindly submit your mga liquidation. Hindi kayo ma-block or hindi na kayo ma-allow kumuha na para di kayo mag-block pagkuha ng bagong check requisition form. Okay? Let's go to our fourth agenda for this day. With us is a member from the Creative Endeavors Council to talk about the opportunities that office can provide organizations. Let us now welcome to our meeting Dr. Tess Consulta of the Creative Endeavors Council. Good afternoon po, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. So let me just share my slide with you. Please. Okay. So I'm here to introduce the Creative Endeavors Council. And here's the agenda of my presentation. I will be discussing the CEC functions and composition, activities and programs, and then the survey, which is actually very important. I will be sharing the link of the survey later on, and other matters. So the Creative Endeavors Council, or CEC, was institutionalized last May 12, 2021 to address challenges like in producing creative works, in creating a more robust creative culture, and in initiating systems, policies, guidelines, and programs that will proactively promote cultural and creative productions in the university across basic and higher educational levels. The CEC is under the Office of the Dean for Research and Creative Endeavors, or RAISE, and is composed of several council members with one member acting as chairperson. So I will be introducing the members of CEC later on. The council members are representatives from various creative art fields who have experience and potential in creative production and publication in their respective fields. So the current chairperson and the head for the literature unit, we have Dr. Kevin Diane, or Doc K, which he is one of the faculty members of literature and language studies. If you want to contact him, especially if you're interested in being part of the literature unit in CSE, you can contact him via this email. And then for the theater unit, we have Dr. Elsie Albis, a faculty of Literature and Language Studies Department. As for dance, so this is me. I'm Dr. Teresa C. Francisco, faculty of the Senior High School Department under STEM. So these are our contact details. And then for music, we have Mr. Joseph Liboriano. He is the current director of our university band and choir. And then for the visual arts, we have Mr. Meljan Patel, the assistant principal. And again, you can take note of their contact details. As for the digital arts unit, we have Mr. Lawrence Joseph Pakulan, the department chair of digital arts and computer animation department. And for the film, we have Mr. Ryan Cotrona, faculty of senior high school arts and design to the animation and visual effects. So basically, there are 7 creative fields or 7 units in the CEC, or Creative Endeavors Council. Now, what are our creative arts program? This year, our target is on artistic development. So we will be having activities that will tap art enthusiasts and those who are willing to share their talents and skills to the community. On the next school year, that's school year 2023 to 2024, we're going to have creative arts and education. So we are planning to come up with modules, series of workshops in each of those creative fields that I've mentioned. And on the school year 2023 to 2024, so this is where we'll be giving financial and technical assistance that I hope this will be realized, that just in case there are some organizations or members in the Ateneo community want to initiate a certain art program, then we can somehow assist financially. And for our upcoming activities, so we have Playwrights Fair, which is on August 26, 2022. And on September 13, we also have the Ria Lim Jap Meet and Greet, the producer of Smaller Circle movie. And since it was already mentioned that we are still in the transition of the pandemic, so most of the activities that we will have face activity. Now, this is the survey that I was mentioning a while ago. So let me share the link in our chat box. Oops. So please take time to accomplish this survey because it's very important. This survey will somehow guide us on the different activities that we will have in CEC. We will also know the needs of your organization or your interest as well. So please access the link. And then I will be reposting the link again, just in case it will be covered by some messages that we'll have in the chat. So let me continue. As for other matters, office location. So our location is similar to the previous location of Dr. Volante's Culture and Arts office, which is in Bonoan, second floor. Tama ba? Third floor. Third floor of Bonoan building. And what we actually need right now is somehow a support from the different organization. We actually have an FB support group, and I hope you will join the FB support group. We've been seeing students and members in the Ateneo community who are already members of the FB support group. So what do we have there? This is actually an FB group, which is an avenue for you to share good artworks. Pwedeng kayo yung gumawa nun or pwedeng nakita nyo on a certain source. You can also post some ads like call for artworks, art contest, upcoming art events. So things like that. The FB support group is actually a way for each and every one of us to interact about the different activities on arts, and at the same time to help each other be aware of different activities related to arts that is happening not only within the Ateneo community, but also outside Ateneo community. And somehow, this is also a good avenue to share your talents and skills. And then call for volunteers. So in the different activities that we are planning to have, we will be tapping organizations. Let's take, for example, in dance, definitely it is good if somehow all the dance groups, all the dance organizations that we have in the community can participate in the activity for the dance unit, and same thing with the other units as well. So that's it. That is for the CEC or Creative Endeavors Council. And again, isang pinaka-importante ngayon ay yung pag-fill up nyo ng survey form. So I hope you are filling it up right now. So do you have any questions or clarifications about CEC?
Again, thank you po, Ma'am Dr. Francisco, for that very comprehensive presentation in regards to CEC and its advocacies and how can students volunteer for it, can join the volunteer program. So for those who have questions or queries, you may use the chat box, or you may use the raise hand function if you have any questions po. Pertaining to our Creative Endeavors Council.
Dito, none so far daw. Looking forward to CXC activities. Yes, we hope to see you in our activities and events in the coming days.
Ma'am, question regarding for online activities, what will you be using for it? Will it be exclusive for or clarifications to Cisco?
Oh, by the way, do take note that you are paying for the CEC activities, or shall I say na kasali to sa binabayaran nyo sa miscellaneous. I think it will under miscellaneous. So may certain portion kayong binabayaran for CEC. Kaya nga somehow we are highly encouraging you to attend all CEC activities. By the way, if you will ask me, are the CEC activities free, or you're supposed to pay a certain amount? Some activities are for free, but some activities you will be required to pay a certain amount because yung fund for the CEC based from what you're paying will not also be enough if the type of activity is a bit, expensive or grand. Ayan. So depende siya sa mga activities. Especially kung mga free activities yun, sana mag-attend kayo kasi sayang naman na opportunities.
Thank you, ma'am, for that invitation. Again, participants, the CEC has activities which are free, and there are certain activities that require a certain fee for it. However, try to maximize your opportunity since, as mentioned by ma'am a while ago, it's part of what you're actually paying in your miscellaneous fees. So, if you have the chance, then try to make the most out of it. Okay. If you don't have any questions, I think we can thank Ma'am Francisco for her time and effort in the CEC and the opportunity they present to us, the activities they are inviting us. So kindly consider and fill up their forms for that was presented a while ago. Okay. So thank you po again, ma'am, for the time and your effort for this presentation po.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Kindly take note na lang, guys, for those watching. I think their team in the YouTube channel can also share yung sinend na screen. Okay? Share na link. Okay, now let's move on to our last or fifth our other matters and questions for this afternoon. If you have any questions for the past presentations, I think if we can still answer it, you can still type it down. But as of now, we now call on Ms. MJ of OSA to discuss an important matter from our office. Okay, I think Ma'am MJ is not ready. How about Sir Vance na lang muna? Sir Vance, do you have any announcements for? Okay. Yes, you're audible po. Yes, we can see it, Sir Vance.
No, line muna. Line. Isang line. Siyempre,
We kindly remind our participants to mute yourselves while somebody is talking. Okay.
Hi, yes. And good afternoon. Am I audible? Ayan. I'm trying to share my screen. Kaso, ayan. Thank you. So I'll make this quick. We're going to launch a site for the student organizations. Now, this is a work in progress. As you can see sa screen, yan, it's adnewstudentorgs.wordpress.com. And naka-categorize kayo sa co-curricular, extracurricular, volunteer, and institutional and other groups. Ngayon, yes, you can click co-curricular para lang ma-press ng site. So, ayan, yung sa CBA, for example, yan yung mga nag-submit na ng information. Andyan yung logo nyo, yung mandate, mission vision, yung activities, as well as yung mga photos na in-upload nyo dun sa Google form. Now, andyan din yung contact information, yung email, yung social media accounts nyo. So far, there were 39 orgs. 39 orgs na nasa loob na ng site. Ngayon, there are 7 orgs na hindi pa nagsasubmit ng response dyan sa nasa chat box na form, yung tinyurl.com/studorgsfiles. Ito, I'm going to send something sa chat box. Ayan. Those are the orgs na wala pang nasasubmit na response. That includes ABBS. May ABBS representative ba ngayon?
Yes po, ma'am. Hello po. Good
Hi.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Are you aware na po na kailangan yung mag-send ng
Yes po,
sa
ma'am.
form?
Yes po. Apologies po, ma'am. As of the moment po kasi, we do not have the current copy of our CBN. I actually discussed this po with Sir Vons, hoping that OSA has one in their file. So I was unable to fill out the portion of the mission and vision. But as soon as I get an update po on our previous officers who has the copy, I will fill out the form and submit po, ma'am.
How about ganito? I-leave blank mo muna or ilagay mo na muna ng NA dun sa mission vision. Since yun na lang naman yung portion na hindi mo masasagot ngayon. Is that okay?
Yes po, ma'am. Noted po. Thank you.
Tapos kapag nakuha mo na ni sa MJ Reyes, yun naman yung pinasasend ko sa student orgs na GC, right?
Okay po, ma'am.
Okay. So, thank you. So, ang second org, AFS, Film Society, may representative ba? Si Ms. Therese?
Good afternoon po, ma'am.
Yes po, good afternoon.
In-inform po kami nung president po ng org na nag-submit daw po siya ng form yesterday po.
Yesterday?
Yes po.
Sige, wait. Let me check, ha?
Sige po. Thank you po.
Hold on. Wala pa. Can you follow up sa nakausap mo na mag-send? Kasi real-time naman tong responses sheet na biniview ko pero wala pang entry ang AFS. Okay po. Mysteries, pa-follow up na lang po. Next. Org na wala pa. ALSS. Ayan, sige. Wala yatang representative ang ALSS. Saan sa?
Ay, hello po, ma'am.
Yes.
Nag-submit na po kami pero ang
Mhm.
mission vision we just indicated to follow po.
To follow.
Yes po.
Sige pa. Okay, thank you. Wala ring rep ang Days with the Lord and Mensa. SS. Ito, yung org for Electronics and Communications Engineering Society. Si Mr. Lilio po or si Miss Beron? Or sino ba? For SS, may represent. Ay, ayan.
Sa-submit pa lang po. Ngayon ko lang po nalaman na may ganyan.
Okay, okay. So, nakuha mo naman tong link, no? Okay. So, ayan po, sa mga magsasubmit pa lang, can you... okay. Sige po, I'm done with my...
Okay, thank you po, Ma'am MJ, for sharing with us the updates regarding the websites for student organizations. Siguro for those who haven't submitted or have troubles, kindly take note na lang of the information that Ma'am MJ told you, especially those who have missing 19 as well, 3 to 5 multi-purpose hall. As of now, we already have slots are already becoming. If you're interested, can register to the link provided within the chat. August 26. We highly encourage your members to participate in. Third, we had orientation with regards to budget requisition and liquidation. Ask to also maybe we have certain the forms, and we all invitations from the Creative Endeavors Council activities this month on August 19. And lastly, we had others attendance or organizations for this as of the latest project. So for organizations who have not yet attended or would like attendance, you may contact Serve Once. And lastly, our page, student organizations page, as presented by Ma'am MJ. So it will be up and running once everyone has completed submitted their. If not, I'll ask Sir Bonds, do you have any updates or any final words, message for participants? Okay. Ma'am MJ, do you have any last for participants or others?
Yes. I'd just like to say na yung magiging yung site na to is magsaserve na a way of promoting yung orgs, lalo na sa mga papasok pa lang. So, I really encourage you to, kapag i-release na siya, i-relay nyo siya sa mga sarili-sarili nyong social media accounts. Since ipopromote nito yung mga extracurricular, mapopromote siya sa mga naghahanap na mga extracurricular activities. Yung sa mga co-curricular, malalaman ng mga members nyo na, meron pala kami sarili naming org. So, ayan lang. Thank you.
Okay, thank you again, MJ. Let me just reiterate for those who are, this is important because it would be somewhat of an advertisement, especially for extracurricular organizations na no definite member, unlike co-curricular. So this is a good recruit or to advertise your
to submit their videos and photos po of their activities for the past 2 years because we will tawag dito, use that for the Orcs Fest video that will be tawag dito, shown during the Orcs Fest night po. So, I think Sir Vons already coordinated with you regarding that. So, kindly send that video or photo po to OSA at student activities at gbox.edu.ph or at OSA main gbox account po. And then, of course, please help us po in the promotion of the Orcs Fest night, of the Orcs Fest Think Talk, and the upcoming activities of OSA. So we hope for your cooperation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that final announcement. If you have any requirements or any questions, you may contact us through our Facebook page, our email, and us at our office. For those student organizations, you can also, for those, if you have members who have, kindly remind them to submit their waiver form and a copy of their vaccination card at the OSA office, second floor Xavier Hall, para mas malinaw na lang. So anyways, if you don't have any questions, that's all for this meeting. Thank you very much. Once again, I'm Gerald Cayo, your program officer for student leadership development. So thank you guys for your for the
Recording